Hi everyone, it's Mimi, and I am here to update you guys on some things that have been going on in my personal life. So, this is going to be pregnancy related, but it's basically more of a update a bit about what's been going on in my life. And I originally recorded a vlog and then decided not to do it. And then after some time of thinking about it, I decided to go ahead and film this. So this is my second time filming it, and this time I am going to post it. I gave myself a couple days to think about it. So anyways, what I wanted to talk to you guys today is about mental stress and anxiety and in pregnancy. And there has been a lot in how it's affected this pregnancy for me, because for week 21 and 22 I had some family events that went on, that took place, that just left a chain effect of other things that happened that caused me a lot of stress and anxiety. And it actually made me very physically ill, to the point where I had contractions and vomiting, headache, just some really scary stuff. At one point I thought I was going to go into labor. I guess I'm putting this out there because I want to let you guys be aware that having a lot of mental stress or carrying that around with you can definitely have a negative effect and complications to your pregnancy. I know it has me, and maybe that's just me. I tend to take that stress and internalize it, and it turns really physical for me, to the point where, I wasn't holding down any food even though I was hungry, and that's not healthy for anybody. And I just don't. I want maybe for you other women to, if you're going through any kind of stress like that, to maybe step away and look and see what you can change, because that's what I'm having to do. And maybe none of you guys have stress. I don't know. Can that happen? I mean, there are things that are out of our control, and I do realize that. But I'm going to just go ahead and tell you guys my personal events that took place, which is why I'm putting out my vlog for weekend 21 to 22 combined, that I have already previously filmed. Why I'm putting that one out late. This is going to be very personal, so I'm just warning you. If this is boring you already, you can go ahead and shut it off, and I will not be offended. I promise. I completely understand. But I want to give you an example of how major stress and anxiety can affect you and your baby, and your pregnancy, and just your happiness and health. Well, this is my story, and it's hard for me to spit this out, so I guess that's why I'm doing this. The week before we left to go on our vacation or trip to the lake house, this is very personal again. I had a very close family member, a sibling, who tried to take their life, unfortunately. And that was a very hard thing for me. And it's not been the first time. And you try to do everything that you can to help that person, and some things are out of your control. So that put a lot of stress. The sibling had been going through a lot, emotionally, physically, some things leading up to this point, and it has been affecting our family for a long time. Well, due to the events that took place, there was a lot of people upset, extended family, immediate family, a lot of people blaming other people, instead of everybody coming together in an incident like this. In a situation like this, it literally became a family war. And it was very hard for me to step away from that. You know, I did my best, but some people don't always handle things, you know, things are different. People handle things differently in a time of grief like that, and, you know, when they're feeling a lot of pain. So I'm always kind of the peacemaker, and sometimes the messenger. What's that saying? The messenger always gets shot or something like that. That's kind of how I feel. But anyways, the situation did not go well. Things were getting better for my sibling, physically, not mentally. We went ahead and left, and we went on our trip. And on the trip, I just had so much. I mean, the family was just at odds, and, you know, it was nice to see my family. It was something I didn't want to discuss with them. You know, I didn't want to sit there and discuss and hear people say bad things or negative things, and just, not that anybody really was, but they were. Like, you know, I'm not going to lie. And I know everybody's going to have their own views and opinions, and I can't say why my brother did what he did, or my sibling. I just gave that away. But unfortunately, it caused me so much mental stress that it caused me physical pain and suffering. And, you know, as I'm sure it did for a lot of people. But the whole trip I was having contractions that were just minor. But I did have a scare. I was walking back up from the dock, and I had the most intense contraction, and I thought, this is it. Like, I am going into full-blown labor. And for all you other women who know what it feels like to actually go into labor after your water breaks, or not water breaks, but you have full-fledged labor, this contraction almost dropped me to my knees. I could not speak. I had to stop everything I was doing. Thank God one of my other brothers was there at the top of the stairs from the house. He saw me, and he literally picked me up and carried me into the house. I laid on my side. I fell asleep. I think a combination of physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, and the contractions went away. Since I have been home, which I am happy to be home, even though, like I said, it was, my kids had fun, my husband had fun, and I would not be able to make it through this without my husband. I'm so thankful to have him, and have a lot of my really good supportive family that is supportive here for me, and just in general, you know. So not everything is negative, and I guess my message is, I just want for other women to just kind of keep that in mind, because I don't want anything that I went through to, you know, if you can avoid that kind of, you can't avoid everything in life, but if you can avoid some stressors, cut them out, like completely cut them out if you can, and that's what I'm doing at this point on. Not only that, but I mean, it just seemed like everything kind of at once. There's normally not a lot of stress or things going on, but it seems like a lot of things did happen recently in my life. There's also a woman who has been harassing certain members in my family. She used to be married into the family. She's no longer married into the family, and she has been nonstop harassing, and at this point it's criminal. So and it hasn't been directed towards me, but now that she can't really get a hold of the person that she wants to get a hold of, she's trying to come through me to try to cause, you know, more grief. And I did let that affect me, unfortunately. That started the day before we left. And well, it's been going on for a long time, but I mean, the text and the calls and all of that started, and her anger isn't really directed towards me, but unfortunately, this person also has a substance problem, and she lives in another state, but I mean, it's almost getting to the point of harassment, and I haven't heard from her. Like, it stopped shortly after I got home, but that was another thing. So, okay, on top of, you know, a sibling almost dying, then having you know, somebody having a vendetta against someone in your family and then trying to go through you to try to cause more stress. I get home and one of my family members that were watching my home decided to invite certain people over that were probably shady characters and stole belongings out of my house. Yes, you heard me right. They stole from me in my own home. I felt very violated, very upset, and I don't really know what to still make of that situation. By no means am I going to let that slide. You know, we're in the process of taking care of things, but so I'm still shocked. I mean, I don't know if this story is shocking to any of you guys, but I'm still shocked because it was like bam, 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 bam. And I'm sorry, my battery's going low here. And it just hasn't stopped. So I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I'm happy to be home. The baby's good. I'm going to be going to my doctor's appointment. And this is just a personal what's going on in my life. I want to keep this real with you guys. That's why I'm doing these, because nobody's life is perfect. Mine's definitely not perfect. I do have a good family. Don't get me wrong. I do have a loving family. And things happen in life that are out of your control and out of my control, but I'm trying to learn how to deal with them and cope with them better. And, you know, like I could tell the baby was stressed out because it just wasn't moving she wasn't moving, you know, and very much. And that was starting to make me nervous because I started to pay attention to it. And then I got home in my comfort zone after I'd pretty much been, you know, robbed. And after I dealt with that, and I'm starting to get back to my regular life, now I can feel her moving again. And I can just feel this weight has been lifted. And I've made some changes in my life to really protect me and my family a lot better and cut those things and those people out of my life that don't mean well, that don't have good intentions. And that might not be everybody's situation. It might just be something really small, but it's eating at you and it's causing you more grief than happiness. And so that's just personally some things, and it's very personal, and it's not something I go around sharing with everybody. But I feel like I can talk to you guys because I don't see you every day. And, you know, some people might leave me nasty messages or think, you know, I'm complaining or for putting this kind of thing out public. But this is my outlet to be able to talk and to get things off my chest. And like I said, these are rare events that have happened. But life happens, and it isn't always pretty. And it doesn't always go the way we want it to go. And all we can do sometimes is just, you know, take precautions not to let it happen again. But anyways, I want to let you guys know I'm doing good. This video was very long. I'm doing good. I'm happy. I'm home. And I am going to, next week, go to the doctor's on Monday, which I will probably already said that in my pregnancy vlog that I am going to be posting tonight too. But yeah, so I am doing good, and I hope you guys are too, and I hope that nobody's offended by this video, you know, or anything, but I'm just going to keep it real with you guys because that's who I am, and I can't change who I am, or I don't want to change who I am. So anyways, I will talk to y'all later. All right. I hope this helped, even if it just helped one person. Help them realize that some stressors are not worth it, because it's not worth it for you. It's not worth it for the baby. It's just not healthy. So if I just help one person, I'm more than ecstatic. All right. Much love, guys. Bye.